Cleveland's red. Welcome to week 4. This week we have Colorado Savage versus the Cleveland Cyborgs, which should be a great game. We got all 3 players on both teams loaded in time. Cookies gets a quick push down the side, but Jazz is there to make sure nothing more happens to that. Really quite interested to see how these teams play out. Colorado still looking for their first win, 0-3 on the season, with Cleveland being 2-1. Their only loss coming to Louisville, one of the undefeated teams, who's playing the other undefeated team tonight, Washington Rebellion. Cookies with an easy go-ahead goal, as Cleveland is just unable to get the hit into the corner there. J100 with the whiff.
It's a great sight to see.
Leaves it wide open.
Great sight to see for Colorado, as they're currently 0-3 in the division or United Rogue.
See them go up ahead early in the game is it's good promise for them, as they've added Myko Malice to their team later in the season. I believe last week was his first week. Yes. Am I correct?
And also for Cleveland, Mr. Anderson, one of the league's strongest players, is not playing, giving a great chance for Colorado to try to take away a win here. But Cleveland answers back early, 1 minute in.
As he said. Jazz with a great pass, just floating it up the center, and Mephistopheles gonna just push it down. For all those wondering, yes, it is pronounced Mephistopheles. I hope. J100 gonna get a first touch, push it over. Meph with a good touch. Fempai gonna just keep it into the Cleveland side. Jazz gonna clear it down, pushing it into the Colorado side, into their corner. Really just him against Cookies and Myko, right? Myko. I think his name is Mike, but everybody calls him Myko. One of those kind of deals.
Nice center by Myko.
Cookies. Yeah, Cookies with the try there. Wasn't able to push it through. Meph is going to push it down. Going to get another touch. Just kind of take it off. All 3 Colorado players committing to that. Not the smartest thing you can do, but didn't really have to pay for it, as Cleveland didn't push back that hard. Here they come, though. 100's pushing it down. Jazz not quite going to get the touch over the Colorado player. Mephistopheles. Let's see if he can dribble it on up. He's going to get a touch, but Cookie's going to push it. Fempai going up in the air, putting it off the top. Can he get another touch? He's going to fall into their goal. Jazz is going to push it down into the Colorado side. Miko's going to get a nice little touch, with Cookie's going to follow up, pushing it into the Cleveland side.
Jazz may be the unsung hero here for Cleveland. He's getting a lot of great clears, a stat that won't show up at the end of the game, but definitely making a difference, keeping away a lot of chances for Colorado.
Considering the only points he has on the board are assists, the rest of 40 points coming from situational plays that don't show up on the scoreboard, but definitely an integral player here. Yeah, those shots where they end up being clears, but they're really saves and they don't show up on the scoreboard really hurt sometimes. The feelings, you know. Miko's going to try to dribble it on down, putting it over Jay. Jay's going to push it into the center. Jazz is going to try to clear it out, pushing into the center. Fempai's going to bump it, puts it into the cross, not there to get a second touch. Cookie's going to put it off the crossbar again. Mephistopheles is going to push it down, grabbing the boost on his way, pushing it up the corner, off their corner, across the front. Miko's going to get a nice save, with Cookies pushing it out. Fempai getting a second touch. Meph trying to push it back in, but Fempai's going to say no to that. Just a lot of solid play here. Not really anybody pulling away, not really anybody making mistakes. Not quite slow, but real cautious play going on. Still trying to everybody feel each other out. First game of the series. Nobody wants to go down 1-0 in the first game. With it tied 1-1, everybody feels kind of safe. Jazz with the push. Gonna have a nice center here. Oh, Fempai with the much needed touch there. This might just float in. Myko with the long shot. Fempai gets a gets that little bump out, and Miko gets a nice backwards touch. Or not backwards, upside down, I should say. Floated across the center into the goal. A nice long shot.
2-1, Colorado leads. 1 minute to go.
We got Jester going for Colorado and Mute going for Cleveland. Yeah, Mute's not able to play tonight either. Mr. Anderson and Mute. Two of their normal players.
J100's first
not
game
making the
for
lineup
Cleveland
tonight.
Jazz Hands, though, definitely a force to be reckoned with. Not sure if you've seen his
Definitely a great
his videos.
player.
He's rather beastly with his aerial.
Got some great highlight reels. Not like this, boys. J100 pushing it down. 10 seconds left. Jazz trying to get the last second goal. It's still in Colorado's side. Let's see if Cleveland can do anything with it. Doesn't look like it's going to happen with Fempai going up, getting a nice touch down the field and onto the ground. Colorado taking the first win of the series. Cleveland not their characteristic selves, but again, only playing with one of their starting players, I believe. I believe their starting lineup is Jazz, Moat, and Mr. Anderson, with Mephistopheles being their #1 sub and J100 being his first time being in the game. Trying to get used to the team, I imagine. Colorado really taking advantage of that, showing that they can put goals in the back of the net. Jester telling Moat to suck it. What a lovely chat we have.
Be sure to catch the Washington Rebellion Louisville Gamble tonight, right following this game, 9 p.m. Central. Two undefeated teams collide in the final regular season match.
Should be a great game. I am looking forward to watching it. We decided it was best that I not play in it for us tonight and that I take the commentating booth. It's going to be a great game. I can't wait to call
Early
it.
Goal for Cleveland.
Watch my team go. Mephistopheles with a great
How
touch.
about that? Them apples,
Just
Jester.
Say he ain't no apple knocker. Look at that. Just touching it in. Great little floating pass. Or no, great pass into the floating shot. J100 going for the touch. Miko getting the first touch over him. Cookie's going to follow it up. Let's see if they can... Nope. We got two Cleveland players committing to that. Mephistopheles going to push it up the wall. Going to clear it up out of their side. Colorado's going to try to kill it into the center. Fem. Sometimes I feel weird saying his name shorthand. Fempai. I don't know. I just feel weird saying it regardless. Notice me, Fempai. But I don't know what it means. So I could be saying something really weird. Jazz with a great redirect touch, coming off the ceiling, saw it coming down, knew that the Colorado player wasn't going to be there in time to get the touch while he was all the way in the air. Flicks it right into the goal. Great 50-mile-per-hour goal. Mephistopheles with the nice ceiling pass.
Jester with not much humility and possibly opened up a can of karma on top of Colorado Savage. Not sure why he'd wish that voodoo upon his team, but looks like he might eat his own words here.
Well, if he's not drinking his own spit, he's eating his own words. Jazz Hands going up for a little spin play there, just not quite getting the touch. Fem's going to push it down. They really need to make something happen if they want to get this. Ooh,
nice
that was
shot.
a close one by Cookies.
Just wide.
Just a little wide. Miko's going to keep it alive. Oh, putting it in. Miko with the great follow-up play to put it in over Jazz Hands, I believe, was sitting in goal. He just comes back through and then floats up high. And yep, right over top of Jazz Hands. Jazz just couldn't get high enough, quick enough, and Colorado answering to the two goals by Cleveland by putting one in by themselves.
Jazz.
Look to try to put another quick one in here.
What a face-off for Cleveland.
Colorado looks like Cookies goes for boost. Miko not able to come in. just a miscommunication on the kickoff. They really need to play. Those are the things you need to practice as a team in practice and talk about, because that's just all that is just different play styles, just not mixing well enough, and it coming back to hurt you in a league play, and it's not something you need to do. You really need to get into those practices with your team and talk about how your kickoffs are and, you know, where people go, so that way you don't end up in an open goal situation like that in a league game. Jay not able to take advantage of it. Miko's going to try to clear it. Not going to happen. Jazz keeping it alive for Cleveland. Jay's going to put it in there again. Fempai's going to get a bump touch. Miko's going to try to push it down. Whiffs. Cookie's going to whiff. Meph's going to whiff. Everybody's going to whiff. Miko's going to get a nice little bump. Going to try to dribble him. Not going to happen. Fempai going to push here. Cookie's right behind. Jay trying to push pressure behind. Meph's going to get the touch up. Looks like Cookies came back for that. Going to push it into the side and then off the ceiling. Miko's going to get a nice touch down to the Cleveland side. Jazz going to get a nice pinch. Not going to do quite what he wanted, but this one's going to float. This one's on. Jay's going to get the nice save. It was slow, but difficult shot. Fempai's going to try to bump it in. Here's a nice play. Fempai just passing it to the center of the field and hoping that his team, knowing that his team would be there to finish that goal. And they did, as Cleveland just kind of overcommits just slightly, but enough for Colorado to finish that goal.
Plenty of time here for Colorado to mount a comeback. 2:30 left in the game. 2-3. Colorado up in the series 1-0.
Definitely not out of it, and that's for sure. Being up a game in the series also feels better, too. Gives you a little bit of cushion room. Though you don't ever like dropping a game, it always feels better when you have some wins on the board. Meph going to come up for the aerial attempt. Looks like he's putting it off the crossbar. Cookie's going to push down. Doesn't have boost. Grabs it on the side. Now he's good to go. Going to try to finish this one. Jazz with the great save. Meph's going to follow it up. Push it back down. Miko did not overcommit for Colorado. Great playing. Jazz, though, going to push it. Cookies with a big save. Just going to float it in the center. Jay's not able to do anything with it. Fempai with a break turn there. Trying to do some fancy stuff. Trying to get his team back on the board. Great pass to the center, but Jazz Hands is not going to let that come across that goal. Miko's going to try to put it there, but he's going to put it high. Two Colorado players. Again, coming back towards the center. Can he get another touch on it? Is anybody there? Fempai with a great touch. Just came in at the last second. I don't feel if he waited any longer, he would have had a chance. Look at him boosting. He knew. Oh, I got to get there. And it just gets the nice touch backwards up over their players. Great goal. And we got it back tied 3-3. Colorado back fully into this game with the comeback.
Curious to see what the difference would have been if Anderson was on the field right now for Cleveland Cyborgs. Jazz directs it towards net yet again.
That was a dangerous play, especially all the Colorado players. I'm sure they puckered, if you know what I mean, just a little bit.
That chance there actually had me stand up, and I don't do that often. Getting a little anxious, huh? Jazz Mountain
pushing
Dew's
it down.
not involved. I just don't do anything. Possible connection issues with Jazz Hands. Dan has just left the party. Fortunately, still in the game.
And Colorado slips in a goal up over top of both Cleveland players. What a great way to slide it in, if you know what I mean. Just without them noticing. J100 going to bring it back down the field for Cleveland. They really need to answer here. Yeah, Jazz leaving the party, having some connections issues it seemed, but he's still in the game and has pretty good ping with 88. Not really much of an issue, so.
Sometimes
Miko's going to get a back play here. Oh, what a turn. Almost gets the final touch. Meth making a great stop. Fempai's going to try to float another one in. Man.
Took out Jazz Hands there.
Miko, great touch there. Going to keep the play alive. Can somebody finish it? Mephistopheles is going to be there to clear it out just a little bit. Jazz going to put it high. They really need to do something, or Colorado's about to go up 2-0 in the series. Jazz going to try to keep it up. He's going to put it in the air. Meph's going to miss. Going to go down. Winner of this game going to Colorado 2-0 in the series. Colorado fighting for that first win of the season, as mentioned before, 0-3. They really want to make something count here, and it seems like they might have assembled quite a good team.
A great mixture of saves and assists there for the Colorado team. Cleveland putting a few shots on goal, just couldn't capitalize on most of them. Some hit the top bar and were hit wide that game.
Jazz with 5 shots, really keeping the pressure on for his team, but just not finding the back of the net enough. Mephistopheles looking like to be the real all-around player here, keeping the field locked down, making the passes where it needs to happen, and just trying to keep them in these games. And Colorado's just squeaking them out, doing very well.
Chester continues to tempt fate in the chat, flaunting the 2-0 lead of Colorado Savage over top of Cleveland Cyborgs.
I do believe he said he hates both of us earlier. I hate both of you, Kilo. So I wish Pittsburgh would win a series. Tough season. Yeah, Pittsburgh's had a tough season there. Have they not won a series
They
yet?
have not.
So they're 0-4, are they?
0-4 to finish out the regular season. And they'll pit them up against, I believe, the Cleveland Cyborgs for the first round of the playoffs.
Interesting.
Hopefully, for their sake, Mr. Anderson can't make that match either.
Yeah. I wonder if they had a chance to test out J100 or if he was someone they just kind of added to the lineup.
I believe he was handpicked by Mr. Anderson over the past week through Rocket League. Not sure if it's a former player that he played with or found him out of a regular game.
Seems to be a solid player, but maybe not for this team. Jazz showing real technical ability with his car control in the air. Meph really trying to do something with it. Pass it over to Jay, but it's not going to happen. Cookie's going to push it back. Fempi's going to send it all the way down to their corner. Going to miss the second touch, though. Give Jazz a chance to clear it on out.
Jazz, nice redirection.
And he flips in, giving great shot on goal, but Miko there just to clear it away, being where he should be. I think that's one of the strengths of Colorado here. Is look at this play. Miko laying it off to Fempi, leaving it in front of the goal, and Cookies. Jazz just couldn't get out of the goal in time to make the second save. Made a great save on the first one, just couldn't get it cleared, got it pinched off the top, and Cookies came in for the finish. Gave him too much time in front of the goal. Colorado really coming away with the series pretty strong so far. Already up early.
.3:15 left to go. See if Cleveland Cyborgs gets a win in the third round.
There's plenty of time for goals. 1-0 is nothing. I mean, 6 seconds left even in the game, and 1-0 doesn't feel like a whole lot. We got plenty of game, plenty of series to play as Colorado's up 2-0 in the series, but if you're just joining us, what a save. Jester really piling it on there, isn't he?
Cookies with a great center.
Oh, gonna kill it. Kill it in front, but Jazz is gonna dribble it on out and up the wall. Miko's gonna get the touch over Jazz again. Seems like Jazz is really good, but Miko seems to be his kryptonite. Cookie's gonna put it in off the wall. Mephistopheles gonna clear it on out. Miko's gonna bring it back down to the center again. Miko having a stellar night, it seems. Cookies. Miko and Cookies seem to be playing pretty well together. They're getting their passes. Ooh, Mephistopheles with a big demo. Telling Cookies, get out of my end. Go back to yours.
I noticed there you mentioned Kryptonite. Three Doors Down, one of Jester's favorite bands, just after Nickelback.
Just after Nickelback. Look at this photograph. He sings it every day before he goes to bed. Every day. Miko going to push it up and up across the field to Cookies. Cookies going to get some sort of touch on it. Fempai is looking like he's going to want to try to do something with it, and he does. Cleveland tries to clear it out, but Fempai was there. Miko getting good rotation. All three players really for Colorado with good rotation on their side. They don't seem to be caught backing out of the way too much.
Trying to settle my stomach there as the camera rotated rather aggressively.
What a stellar hit down into the corner. Just positioning his car in the right position to get a nice clear for his team. Miko with the dunk over the top. I'm not even sure if it was a dunk, but it was just a great play over the top of two Cleveland players.
Just caught the far bar.
Three Cleveland players beat them all in the corner. Again, that's a lack in rotation by Cleveland, which is not very normal of them with Mute and Anderson. Cookie's going to get try to get a quick goal. Going to get denied. Fempai sending it back in, but there's three Cleveland. Jazz Hands gets a good back flick on it. Miko's going to get a nice little touch and flick it up.
Miko.
That was a dangerous play.
It's a great effort there as he almost powered through two Cleveland players in the air.
I really thought he had that. I was pretty hyped for that for a few seconds. Miko going to play off the top. Miko originally being brought into a United Rogue with hopes of joining Washington, getting picked up by Colorado, found his home in a great team. Really showing his worth.
Nice clear by Cleveland there to eliminate that chance for Colorado. 20 seconds ago, down 2-0.
Cleveland's really got to do something here. They can't give up the third game. It's going to be a big hill to climb after that, especially with Miko playing the way he is. I don't know, man. All three of these Colorado players have been pretty solid. Cookies has just been finishing, and Miko's been on fire, and Fempai just... I know he's at the bottom of the scoreboard here, but he's been putting some great shots and great meaningful hits into the boards and giving his team good plays. And they really come together. 3-0 in favor of Colorado. I would have not have guessed this coming into tonight, being as Cleveland is one of the higher premier teams, I believe.
Yeah, definitely one of the higher caliber teams. They did suffer a loss. Their only loss to Louisville Gamble. That's another one of the toughest teams in the league.
Yes, but yeah, they're definitely one of the better teams in the league, and them going down 3 games, the first 3 games, is uncharacteristic for them. Stick around, see if we can find out some more.
I had a chance to catch up with Rizzler before the game. He said, "We're going to sit Jester for a better chance to win." Seems to be proving great for Colorado. Jester may be able to talk crap to you guys in the chat, but we have a hot mic. Series 3-0 in favor of Colorado Savage over top of Cleveland Cyborgs. 4th round begins.
Got Miko bringing it down into the Cleveland side already. Jazz Hands pushing it back.
It is nice to see Miko earlier in the game. He did seem a little bit quieter, but kind of throttling up here a little bit after he really exposing and exploiting the Cleveland defense.
Yes, really. Seems to have figured him out. Him and Cookie's really got a good play dynamic going on offense against them. Fempai coming in a little quick, missing. Miko's going to keep it alive, put it off that backboard. Cookie's going to clear it up out of his side. Going to try to keep anything bad from happening. Going to dribble. Looks like an open opportunity on goal. Meph's going to get there just in time. Going to get a double shot, double goal save opportunity.
Meph unfortunately lost
Fempai
momentum
pushing
there.
it back down.
Cleveland players seem to be fighting over who's going to be goalie right now.
Interesting. Normally people fight over who wants to score the goals. Jazz getting beat by Fempai, just putting it over the top of him. Just not getting there fast enough and giving Fempai a chance to put a shot on goal here. Jay not in position. Mef slow to get to goal. Just seemed like just a lazy play by Cleveland is what happened. Jazz not getting up fast enough and neither other player rotating in behind. Sometimes
Nice
things like that
hit.
happen. Colorado taking advantage. Fempai again off the wall. Gets a nice come around. Ooh, no. Miko gets a nice touch up with Fempai pushing it towards the goal. Jazz trying to save it. Just couldn't, or yeah, I believe it was Jazz. Couldn't do much with it. Ended up putting it his own goal even though it was going in anyways. Trying to make the save. Nothing you can do about that.
Looks like Cleveland could really benefit
Fempai.
from a player like Zoop. They just need someone to kind of be their backfield guy in this kind of situation. They're overcycling, I guess, if there is such a thing. They just too many guys go back. They're not playing the midfield.
They're just playing cautiously, over cautiously. There's times where you need to play cautiously, and there's times where you need to play aggressively, and especially when you're down 3-0 in a series, you tend to need to pick one and pick it hard. If you're going to play cautiously, you can't let goals in, and if you're down 2-0 in the fourth game, you're down 3-0 in the series, you need to be playing aggressively and pushing this ball every chance you get and making those chances happen. But they are just missing the shots and missing the plays and losing the 50-50s, and Colorado is taking advantage of every second they can. Again, bad rotation with Jay and Mephistopheles going for the same ball. End up killing the play for themselves, giving Colorado time to set up, just kill it in the center. Meth gets a lucky hit on, or maybe not lucky, but gets a hit on Cookies, keeps him from coming in over the top. Jay playing the rough game here, just bumping players. Cookies comes back and says, "You guys are going to bump us, we're going to blow you up."
Spoiling the game a little bit. I'll try to wait to hit my my stream deck command to say Colorado scores a goal or not. I should start freaking out Jester and start typing up some Cleveland goals.
just stack them up on the on the board. So he's like, "Oh my God, we're losing so hard." Miko getting a nice touchdown field.
Just spammed 11 goals in the chat for Jester.
Keep you guys on your toes. You don't know. Jester, that one actually got me. He's like, "No!" Jazz pushing it down for a shot on goal. Miko there to save it. Gonna pinch it back into the corner. Gonna bring it back out to the center. Mephistopheles with a great shot. Cookies with a big save there. Fempai gonna push it back down. Gonna grab the boost on the way down. Meph's gonna try to kill this play. Does, but doesn't do anything with it. Fempai's going to keep it alive, push it across. Jay's going to get a great save. Miko keeping it in the Cleveland side. 3-0, 47 seconds left. Cleveland's not showing any life whatsoever in these games. They've had, what, that one close game, and Colorado came back 4-3. It's just been a disappointing game for Cleveland, as I thought I would see more from them, knowing that Colorado was bringing their A game tonight.
Seemed to be a pivotal turning point as well. Kind of deflated the Cleveland team with that comeback.
Yes, yeah, it was a big tilting moment.
Centered.
3-0, 6 seconds. Countdown. Seems to be we're going to have a 4-0 tonight.
Unexpectedly.
Colorado sweeping.
Unexpected.
Yeah, unexpectedly. Sweeping Cleveland to take the series 4-0 on games. And what seemed to be, not, with the exception of the one comeback game, not very close games. It was they were great games, but it seemed like Colorado kept control the whole time and didn't really give Cleveland time to really get their game plan enacted. Jazz Hands wasn't able to make any of the stellar plays we know him for. Really trying to carry his team, couldn't quite do it. Meth really showing good plays tonight, but again, not being able to make it happen. And J100 might need to play with the team a little bit more. But definitely a great turnout. Definitely a great try.
We do have about 20 minutes in between the matches. We could play about 15 minutes of rounds in between the game of the night featuring Washington Rebellion and Louisville Gamble.
Oh, did you join into the... Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to set up a private game here real quick.
All right. Anybody want to hop in?
Move